Morning, folks. How are you this morning? Now, there's going to be another great day. Now, listen, I've got a book in my hand. Guess what the name of the book is? Holy Bible. Why have I got the Bible in my hand? Well, we're talking today about honesty. We're going to talk a bit today about honesty because those of you who are just joining me for the first time, I've been involved for the last 5 years in an employment dispute with one of my employees. I dismissed her because I believed she was dishonest. And I've been a Christian now since 1991. I first became a Christian. I had a mental breakdown and I handed my life over to God, and He now runs my life. And so whenever I get in a crisis, I pick up the Bible and I open it up. And I generally just open it randomly, which I did this morning. And funnily enough, it opened up into Matthew 6, and this is what the words I read. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and do not lead us into temptation. Now, forgiveness and temptation are the two words I want to talk about, because the woman I dismissed was Christine, and she was dishonest, and she was tempted to be dishonest because of the New Zealand employment law. She'd already made a successful personal grievance claim with another employee. She was dismissed for assaulting a fellow worker, and she made a claim, and she got paid a lump sum. She got a confidentiality agreement and a reference to say she was a good person. So we're talking about, and I dismissed her for dishonesty. Now, the judge said she wasn't dishonest, and the Employment Relations Authority member said she wasn't dishonest. So this is all about honesty. And it's also about forgiveness. I'd forgiven Christine. She did some terrible things to me, absolutely shocking. And I've forgiven her for that. But she doesn't want to be forgiven, you see. She wants to hold on. She doesn't want to admit that she did wrong. So this whole case is about honesty. There are two organisations I want to talk to you about this morning, because these are organisations that helped Christine to win her case. One was the Inland Revenue Department, and the other is the police. Now let's talk about the Inland Revenue Department. Christine had put $5,000 of her own money into my bank account, and she put it in there without an insurance company had put it in there, and they never took any tax off it. And then Christine took the money out of my bank account tax-free. She never paid any tax on it. And I rang the Inland Revenue Department and told them, and they did nothing about it. They never come and saw me. They did nothing. And then, as far as I'm concerned, there's over $5,000 that Christine Bennett has taken out of our bank account without paying tax on it. And the IRD would not investigate. They'd never come to see me. Christine had been fiddling the books and on the GST, and I had to pay them $4,000. They were certainly there very quickly to pick up their $4,000 from me. But when it came to the Christine with her tax-free money, they didn't want to know. So the other organisation is the police. Now, when I first discovered that Christine may have been dishonest, I went to Brian Stanford, insurance brokers, who she used to work for, and they had a big row, and she left. And he told me, Brian Stanford told me, that she was known to the police. So I went to the police and told the police that Christine had been doing some things which are dishonest in my work, and would they investigate? But they didn't investigate. The guy was the detective Kevin Burns, and he's since left the police force. But he didn't investigate. He didn't take a statement from Christine at all. And I could never understand why the police wouldn't take a statement. In fact, he didn't even record that I'd been to see him, and I went with my accountant, and he never recorded that. So the questions I have to ask, one, the Inland Revenue Department, is why don't you investigate when someone makes a complaint? And the same question to the police, why don't you investigate when someone makes a complaint about an employee? There seems to be something wrong there. The other policeman I want to complain about is Kevin McAlane. He complained to he didn't complain, but you see, they were going to sell my house. I refused to pay the bill, the fine, when I lost the case. I refused to pay the fine. In fact, I threatened to kill myself before I'd pay the fine, because I wasn't going to pay a person which I believed was dishonest. It wouldn't be doing her any favours. But anyway, they threatened to sell my house, and they went to the mental health people, because I'd had a history of mental illness some 30-odd years ago. And so they went there, and this Kevin McAlane, this police officer, went to the mental health people and told them that and I can read out what it says here in their report. Paperwork is completed and bailiff will be sent within the week to get Ron out of his house and take possession and force the sale of the house to recoup $35,000, and his wife has been advised of the same. She is distressed and not realised the severity of the situation. Now, why did the police contact a mental health institution and get them to ring my wife up, and say that they're going to sell my house? What did that have to do? Why didn't the police do it themselves? Why didn't the police come to me and say, listen, these are the papers that the bailiff is going to pick up your stuff or sell your house? But there wasn't any papers, you see. There wasn't any at all. It was just a big con. So the police really are in the shit. And now I wrote to the big chief of the police. I can't remember his name, but anyway, he's the command area, the chief of police in Wellington, and he never replied. And I just wondered why these police officers won't investigate. I wrote to the Serious Fraud Office because I thought it was fraud. Well, it is fraud. Some of the stuff that was done. The fraud office wrote to me and said, "No, you're too small. We don't investigate. We only investigate large amounts of money in the millions of dollars. We don't investigate small stuff. You see." So here I couldn't get anybody to investigate this whole situation. That's why I'm doing this on video, because I can't get anybody to investigate. Nobody will go and see Christine. Nobody will take they won't take a report from her. The Inland Revenue Department won't do anything. The police won't do anything. So that's why I'm doing this online, to get some bugger to listen. I'm asking for $1 million. My life's been turned upside down. My wife's been harassed, and it's just terrible. And I'm claiming $1 million from all these people, the police, the Inland Revenue Department, all these people that were involved in protecting Christine. And I'm asking for it online. I'm saying, come on, give us some money. I haven't worked for 5 years. I can't earn an income because it was in the newspaper that Ron Bishop, mayoral candidate, has a mental illness and all this stuff. My life's been turned upside down, and I haven't been able to earn an income. So I'm hoping that some of these people will realise what they've done to my wife and I, and my wife's nearly 80, and I'm 72, and we're senior citizens. We've paid our taxes over the years, and I hope someone's going to realise and give us some bloody money so we can pay some of these bills. It's cost me, I estimate, $50,000. $30,000 I had to pay Christine. $20,000 I've had to put into my business to just keep going, to pay the bills, because I've got no income coming in. So I've had to put in out of my life savings $20,000. So it's cost me about $50,000 just in cash, let alone all the not able to earn income. When I was in Timaru, when this was going on, I was earning $1,000 a day selling advertising onto my websites. But when this all blew up, I had to give all that up. I've closed those websites down now because I was as full time trying to protect myself from this woman who was taking me to court. So yeah, that's what it is. $1 million, and come on, give me some money. Listen, I'll see you tomorrow morning. We're going to talk about something else. We're going to talk about another organisation. And so see you in the morning, okay? All right, bye-bye.